Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is the energy update for all signs for Monday, the 8th of November, 2021. I hope you're doing well. I have a live show 3 times a week here on YouTube. It's called Psychic Cafe. Would love to see you in there. I do channeling for the collective. A lot of divine masculine, divine feminine stuff coming through at the moment as well. But channeling, lessons or whatever the guys want to tell us about. But I also give mini reads in there as well. So if you've got a question for your higher self, maybe about your twin flame journey or anything really, and you want one of those, come along. It's by donation for those mini reads in there. And if you're interested in a private reading with me, they're available from my website, behealing.com. You can find a link for that up there and also in the description box below. So what energies do we all have going on today for the collective? Let's see, shall we? The beauty of age, maturing, a mature approach to something. We have been gaining wisdom and having to apply that wisdom now that we've gained, and actually apply it, actually live it, actually use it, actually put it into practice is what I'm getting from that. So could be a bit of a test kind of a day today of what we've learned. Can we put it into practice, or is it just lip service? Are we just like talking about it instead of being able to actually do that and live that? Let's see. Oh, there's a soulmate card that just popped out there. So we could be talking about soulmates coming together, twin flames coming together. Yeah, there could be movement there with relationships, important relationships, but definitely taking a mature approach and actually living something. So it could be that you're moving forward with a relationship, but in a controlled kind of a mature way. Maybe for the long term, whatever the mature approach, or whatever the approach would be, depending on what you've learned, the wise way to be in life is. Because I'm sure we're all here learning different lessons, There's something to apply today anyway. With what we've learned with regards to relationships. Two of Pentacles has things up in the air at the moment, trying to find a balance, but it's also about weighing up options and really thinking about a choice that needs to be made here, thinking about it, not rash, not jumping into it, not being the fool, a mature approach to a decision that needs to be made. King of Pentacles is that stable energy. It's also the King of Pentacles is that kind of a husband kind of a figure, one that's just solid and is going to be there and you can trust him. He's got that stability, husband material here. Is what I'm getting from that. I'm not just talking about men here. I'm talking about wife material too. That stability, someone that you can count on because they're going to act in the right way. You need to be doing that before that relationship comes in, not just when it does, I'll do that. You've got to prove yourself first. But you've got to be that energy before you can attract it in, of course. What else have we got going on today in the energies? Got to keep an eye on. I upgraded my operating system to the new one, Monterey, whatever it's called, and there's something dodgy going on with this. It will disconnect them, so I've just got to keep an eye on the microphone and make sure it's still connected. It's not working in the same way as the old operating system did with regards to this. Could be changing your mind today, Hanged Man, or just keeping an open mind, as in someone could be coming at you with a proposal, maybe a romantic relationship proposal, maybe, would you like to move in with me? A kind of a proposal like that. It could be anything, right? But you might want to weigh up your options. You might want to take like a stable approach to this, and you might want to just keep your options open. Keep an open mind about it, and so you might want to know more information from them about that, like how would that work and where will we live, and keep an open mind about it rather than saying a yes or no is what I'm getting from that Hangman. There's a definite, careful, considered approach to be taken to a decision today. A mature approach. Very adulty today. 5 of Cups. There's a feeling of missing out on something here. Now, for some of you, you definitely don't want to say yes to something which will have you missing out on something that's very important to you. In other words, don't settle. You know, don't just say yes to someone that's giving you a proposal. It's not exactly what you want. It could be a day of negotiations, kind of thing. Don't leave yourself out of it here. A day to advocate for what it is that you want and speak up about it as well. People can't guess what it is that you want, and we can't presume that everyone's on the same page as us as well. Often we can do that. We can presume that everyone knows what's important to us and they're not granting it to us, but they don't necessarily know that. Communication is going to be big today. Tell us about this 2 of Pentacles. Why have we got the 2 of Pentacles here? 7 of Emotions. It's about a choice. It is about a choice. There's more options than you think. I know. You know how I said with the Hangman, keep your options open? It wasn't, and I've corrected myself. It's not about keeping your options open. It's not like, well, no, I could move in with that other person instead. It's not that. There's more than one way to do things. So if we're talking, say the proposal here is, shall we move in together? Are we going to live at mine? Are we going to live at yours? How is this going to work? Who's going to pay for it? What's the division of things going to be? And the division of payments, of bills, of care of the home too. And you know, there's so many different ways. There's so many different choices here. And you might be creating a new choice as well, a non-traditional choice is what I just heard as well. So it doesn't feel like a negotiation, like it's black, no, it's white, no, it's black, and someone's going to win out. It's not like that. It's more of a, how can this be like really beneficial for both of us, kind of thing. Or what will work best for both of us in this situation? I'm definitely getting a feeling of creating something new. So if we're talking about you coming into a relationship or being in a relationship with someone, taking it to the next level kind of thing, you might want to not do a traditional thing, but have an open mind, like the Hangman said there, and come up with a whole new approach to it. A whole new way of doing things that will be great for both of you. I'm just like hooked in on this living together example because that makes so much sense for these energies, and I'm finding it hard to think of something similar, but hopefully you'll be able to apply it to your own situation. There's a burden there. So some of you could have been burdened by taking on too much in the past. Again, with that moving in together kind of an energy, you don't want to do that, right? For those of us women that have been in that situation where you're just doing everything, like you've got a job, you're earning all the money, you're paying everything, you're taking, like, you know, you're the one responsible, you know when the bills need paying and everything, and you're also doing all the cleaning and all the cooking, and you're just doing everything. That's the burdens, right? Don't want to get into a situation like that. We all know what that feels like. So there's creativity behind this, and definitely so that there's no burdens here. So we could be talking about 2 people that have always taken the burden like that, and they come together and they can be creative in the way that they, you know, two people that are kind of willing to do all the work like that could come together and live together, and it'd be really sweet. When, especially if they talk about it up front in this mature way of how could this be great and benefit both of us. Because ideally, say living with a partner, it should be like so much easier. It should be at least half as much easier, shouldn't it, for both? Right? If there's like a division of labor kind of thing. Hands up who've never experienced that in relationships, that it's like double the burden. You get into a relationship and it's like heavy burden, twice as much work. I'm one of them. Hell no, I'm not choosing that again. So King of Pentacles, husband, wife material, balanced, stable. Why King of Pentacles? Ten of Voices, a painful ending because of what you've been through in the past. Oh, yes, it can be that, like the burdens that I was just talking about there. Someone's found the stability because of the burdens that they took in the past. It could be that for some of you. For some of you, this is a masculine. Either you're the masculine or a masculine in your life that's going through a painful ending at the moment. Now, it could be the divine masculine is definitely going through tests at the moment, something very testing. And they could be stable in that, but an ending could lead to this question, this offer, this decision that needs to be made. It could be leading to that. So an ending, we're in Scorpio season after all, an ending has brought this to the fore, this question or this decision to the fore. Shall we do this? It could be that the energies have you making a decision that you wouldn't necessarily make because of some kind of an ending makes it divine timing to make that decision. Does that make sense? So I wouldn't usually move in with someone very fast, but if the circumstances were such that it makes no sense for someone who's just moving out of their place to get their own place and sign a lease for a year, when we probably would make the decision in a month or so's time to move in together. It's that kind of a thing. Again, I'm with the moving in thing, but apply it to your own situation. You might be making a decision or thinking about making a decision in negotiations about making a decision that you wouldn't usually make at this point of the game, whatever game it is that you're in. But it could be kind of not forced, but the opportune time, the opportune timing, the pieces kind of falling into place. Could be opportune timing. So psychic development, and you might feel that there's something to it. There's not a deeper reasoning, but there's a divine timing kind of a thing to it here. The Hanged Man. So keep an open mind. You might need to drop some of your beliefs about what you thought you would do, or what you thought you'd never do, maybe. Going on here. Hanged Man. Oh, I've got the Hanged Man. Keeping an open mind. I'm going to go again. I'm not getting a clear message from any of those. Well, I've got the Hanged Man here. That's better. Page of Inspiration. So there's two aspects to this. It's dual, of course. It's real life. There's a dual aspect to it. So keep an open mind, because you can see both the negatives, the things that might cause you anxiety. You can see the potential pitfalls in something that could cause you anxiety in the future, but you can also see that it's an exciting thing too. So of course, it's real life, so there'll always be gift and challenge. This is what it's saying. There's gift and there's challenge behind it. It will always be that way. Nothing will ever, ever be 100% gift. And nothing will ever be 100% challenge either, even though we can convince ourselves that our exit was all challenge. It wasn't. Your decision has to be based on, is this balance? Is it balanced more toward this for you? Keep an open mind about it, because I think the decision today or around this time could be such that it breaks a rule, maybe an unwritten rule or an unspoken rule, but a kind of a rule that you had for yourself. But you might be changing your mind about that, Hangman. You might You need to keep an open mind. Again, it's the divine timing. And so it very well could be something like, you would never move in with someone so fast, but if your contracts are up on places and you like, it might make sense to move in together like too soon. What you would have deemed to be too soon in the past. Divine timing. I feel like the universe is playing a part here. 5 of Cups. So don't settle. But don't settle. Absolutely don't settle. Don't leave yourself out of it. Don't make it just good for them. Don't carry on with the burden stuff that you did before. Awakening to that. Yeah. So don't carry on with the burden stuff. Don't make this a repeat of burden situations that you've had before. Awaken to that. I mean, you can choose better than that. You can, stand up for yourself and advocate for yourself in that way and have those negotiations. Sacred space. Some of you need to just keep your sacred space. Like, I'm still getting that moving in thing. Why am I getting that so strongly? Some of you need to keep your sacred space. Some of you might be susceptible. When I say keep an open mind, you might be susceptible to doing the wrong thing, of not negotiating this, but just diving in and going, well, Claire said that you might want to move in with them straight away because it's divine timing, or it appears to be divine timing, but you're not having the negotiations. You're not doing all of the other stuff around it that you can. You might have a rule, and that rule in your mind has been set up to protect you from the nightmare that could happen if you go into this. But you don't necessarily need that rule if you can negotiate and speak up and advocate for yourself and face this thing. You don't necessarily need that rule to protect you, because you're protecting yourself through your negotiations and advocating for yourself. If you're not able to do that yet, if you haven't got to the place of empowerment yet, because we're all going to be in different spaces with this, places with this. If you haven't yet got that empowerment that you're comfortable in speaking up for yourself and having those negotiations, then definitely don't leave yourself out to it. Keep your sacred space there. I think I've made that clear. Okay, so what about our love lives? Okay. Only time will tell. So some of you are just going to have to dive in with this. Whatever this decision is, and only time will tell whether you've made a good decision or not. I mean, there's only so much we can do, right? There's a risk that we need to take. Love's always a risk. And as much as we can, like, keep our head on our shoulders and make the best decision that we can with offers like this, and talk about it and negotiate it and make sure that we've got those things in place. There's only so much we can do. Really, only time will tell. We have to live that experience, yeah, to know, to truly know. No predictions here about the way it's going to go. It's not what readings are about. It's about reading the energy and then you choosing and doing the best with that energy. Also, power. You instinctively know what's right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. So, yeah, stand in your power here. I'm certainly not telling you to say yes to something today. It's totally within your power. But there could be big change riding on this. For some of you, it could be something that you want to experience. For some of you, it's not. For some of you, you're better off being alone or in your own space and continuing on that empowering yourself path. To get ready to be in a situation like this. To, have that power in yourself to be able to negotiate and advocate for yourself and all of that stuff. Communication is key. See, this is what I was getting. It's going to be a day of communication for sure about an important decision. And if you have a particular wounding that makes you afraid to communicate or speak up to yourself, or speak up for your boundaries, or speak up for what it is that you want, then I would say no to this situation until you are able to do that. Because don't go into something just presuming that they're on the same page as you. that gets us into trouble when we do that, right? I got married like that. I presumed that we were on the same page because we hadn't talked about everything. I just thought some things went without saying, that everyone was like that. But it turns out no, not everyone agrees. Not everyone has got the same idea of what marriage is, or what living together means, or all of that. We need to speak that stuff. Freedom. You're releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. That's important today because I do believe that there's a belief to be suspended for some of you today, a belief that you've set in place. Maybe a rule like I need to know someone for a year before I'll move in with them. A rule like that needs to be addressed because it's like, well, why do I have this rule? Well, I have this rule because I know myself. And I know that I won't get to know someone properly. I won't ask them the right questions. I won't stand up for myself. I won't advocate for myself and for a division of labor or whatever. And so I need to know them for a year so that we're kind of under the radar without me having to approach it directly. I'll find out whether they are a person that can reciprocate so I can move in with them. It's something like that. It's about uncovering a belief and freeing yourself from that belief. A self-imposed restriction or perceived limitation. By being open to it now, right? Well, maybe you are able to stand up for yourself and negotiate this properly and not back down and empower yourself and all that stuff. Maybe you're able to deal with it now. Paradise. Maybe you can have this. Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Maybe you can step into it now. Maybe it's divine timing to do that. Maybe it'll make you really happy to do that. Maybe you're both ready for that. Still getting a moving in with each other vibe. It's got to be that for someone. Is that you? Let me know in the comments if it's you. Are you moving in with someone, or they're asking you that? Or you're trying to decide whether to, even though it's kind of, might feel like it's too soon to you. Seeing beyond. So you're going to have to take a long-term perspective of all of this. Beauty of your age, a mature perspective, seeing beyond. You're actually going to have to apply what you've learned and the wisdom that you've learned today and act on it. See beyond the fears and the here and now and what you've experienced before, the fears and the potential trauma that can be, maybe the potential trauma that has been that you've experienced before. And I don't know, it could be a day where you're realizing how you got yourself into that trauma in the first place, what you did, or what you didn't do, what you didn't communicate, what you didn't ask them, what you didn't speak up about in those cases, because communication is key today for sure. So it's a day of change. Don't scare yourself with the next 40 steps. All you need is that one next action. You can say to love, just show me the first step and change me into the one that can take it. And for some of you, you might be scared. You might be scared of confrontation. You might have had bad experiences when you've asked for what it is that you've wanted in the past. And you could be scared to speak up, like it's an aggressive move on your part to make sure that there's a division of labor before you decide to move in with somebody. And so some of you might need to get over that before you can even have this conversation. An adult conversation about roles and responsibilities in the household if you're going to live together. Again, with the living together example. What else do we need to know about these energies? Is there a living together card, moving in card? Yeah. Hard work ahead. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be, the table is stable. It's got 4 legs. It's a stable foundation. It's like the 4 of Wands energy. There's hard work ahead, but I think it's going to be good. Crib. Your crib. It's kind of the moving in together card. It's a birth or conception of a child or an enterprise, or maybe an entity that is a relationship that's actually taking it to the next step here as well. But it could be about your crib, literally. I think that's the guys having a laugh with me, giving me the moving in with each other. Gavel, involvement with the law. You might need to draw up a contract. Yes, you might need to draw up a contract as well. So there could be involvement with the law, contracts, signing contracts, that kind of thing. You know, especially if we're talking about you guys taking on a rental contract or something like that, or even buying a house. It's good news there. It's good news today. You're hearing good news with the ear there. So think of a yes or no answer question, because I've got a red and a green crystal in this bag. I'm going to pull one of them out very shortly. Just a bit of fun. Don't make any major life decisions based on that. Use your own intuition, of course, and your own wisdom and communication. But if you want me to use those red and green crystals, come along to Psychic Cafe for you, in particular, for a specific question for you. Come along in Psychic Cafe, my live show. I'll do that for you in there. That's for donations. I'll pull some cards out for you as well to get more information on it. And also, if you want me to use those in a private reading, you can book a private reading. I'll pop a link for it up there. There's a link in the description box below. And after you've ordered the reading, just click on the Contact Us page on the website and put your questions in there. So how best to deal with these energies today? You've got the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, your happiness, the happily ever after, get focused on that. And the Ten of Pentacles is about the household. It's about the chores. It's about the car. It's about, it's all those details of the happily ever after and getting those details right. The Sun, happiness. You're in child being happy. So you've got to advocate for your happiness here. And the Two of Pentacles again. And so weigh it up, weigh up your options. What is possible now? Think outside of the box about it as well. There could be a whole new way of living with each other, if that's what it is for you, that you haven't even thought of yet, that you certainly haven't experienced yet. And what else? We've got the King of Pentacles again here, responsibility and abundance. Again, it's the King of Pentacles, it's the King of Rings, it's the stable one. He's got his hands on his shoulders there because he's willing to take responsibility. He's husband material because he's responsible and is abundant and he's, willing to do the hard work. I just saw hard work. Yeah, willing to do the hard work as well. Not lazy one, this one. Eight of Swords, overcoming fears and self-entrapment. So some of you need to release yourself from that self-entrapment of the beliefs that have been caused by fears that you've had. And your fears could be coming up in this situation that you find yourself in around now and this decision that you've got to make. So it's pretty evident to me of what's going on today in the energies, but apply it to your case. So think of a yes or no answer question right now. Pause the video if you're not ready. Your answer is no. Don't do it. There you go. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. Let me know what's going on. What is the decision that you've got? The humidity is crazy in here today. The books and the cards are all going frizzy as well as my hair. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you to all of my subscribers as well. Very much appreciated your support of my channel. If you're not a subscriber, please consider clicking that subscribe button along with that notification bell. I do these daily energy updates. I do 3 pick a card reads a week, and I also go live 3 times a week in Psychic Cafe, which I'd love to see you in. So have the best day ever. I'll see you tomorrow.